To be or not to be in Ayodhya on the 22nd of January? That is the question. And at least one of the invitees has provided an answer to the question. The CPI-M and its leader Sitaram Yechury today made it official that they will not be attending the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony next month. This, said his party, was because politicization of a religious program, and that is against the very basis of the Constitution. But apparently, this is not a sentiment that is being shared by everyone in the alliance that Mr. Yechury and his party are a part of, the INDI. The Congress has remained tight-lipped about the invitation for the Ram Mandir consecration extended to leaders like Sonia Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge. Samajwadi Party's Dimple Yadav today asserted that she will definitely go if invited and go after Jan 22 even if not invited. Unfortunately for her, if her party MP Shafiqur Rahman Burke has his way, she may never even get to see the Ram Mandir. Because Mr. Burke, even as we speak, is hard at work praying that the Babri Masjid gets resurrected at that very spot.
What is happening in this inauguration ceremony is that it has been converted into a state-sponsored event with the Prime Minister, with the UP Chief Minister and others holding constitutional positions. This is something which we think is violative of it. It's straightforward politicization of a religious belief of the people, which we don't think is in consonance with the constitutional order that we have.
मेरी मस्जिद जो कि वहाँ एक ज़माने की मस्जिद थी, बनी हुई थी, अपनी जगह में बनी हुई थी, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी उस मस्जिद को बहरहाल ख़त्म कर दिया गया। अल्लाह से दुआ करेंगे बस इस बात की कि अल्लाह ताला के इस बाबरी मस्जिद जो हमसे छीन ली गई है वो हमें वापस दे दी जाए।
क्या 22 जनवरी को आप जाएंगे अयोध्या?
अगर निमंत्रण आएगा तो जाएंगे।
निमंत्रण रामलला ट्रस्ट की तरफ से,
और अगर नहीं आएगा तो भी जाएंगे, बाद में जाएंगे।
What is the party stand? You will know when that 22nd we will know that we are participating. What type of question is this? They invited us. We are very much thankful to them for inviting us. Let us.
What you saw right now is a classic case of being caught between a rock and a hard place. Today, these parties are trying to look for excuses to either not reveal whether they are going to Ayodhya in January or to justify why they are not going. The Constitution is being cited. Even the principle of separation of church and state is being bandied about. But everyone knows what the elephant in the room is. For years, these very political parties have decided to maintain a strategic distance from Hinduism in the name of secularism. So much so that parties like the Communist Party of India, the CPI-M, the CPI, the CPI-ML have actively abandoned their faith. Anyone who was in the Communist Party was told to proclaim themselves as atheists, people who don't even have a religion. Mind you, there were several leaders of the left who actually left the party fold because they said, for us, our religion is personal, you cannot interfere in it. They did actively woo minorities, but that again was done in the name of secularism. Today, that bluff has been called. Whether they like it or admit it or not, the Ram Mandir today stands as a symbol not of the BJP or any one organization, but of an entire faith, and all political parties are being asked by voters, do you believe in Hinduism? Do you respect Hinduism? Do you respect its symbols, its rituals, and its culture? And if not, then can you ask for their votes when you don't care for their faith?
तो मेरे को तो इसमें कोई बहुत अचंभा करने वाली बात नहीं है, क्योंकि जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स हैं उन्होंने सबको न्योता दिया है, लेकिन पहुंचेंगे वही जिन्हें राम ने बुलाया है। तो इनको राम जी ने नहीं बुलाया, ऐसे लोगों को भगवान भी नहीं चाहते आए।
आज जो भव्य राम मंदिर बन रहा है, अगर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ना होते तो रामलला जो है अभी 600 साल और टेंट में कैद होते। विदेशी आक्रमणकारियों की क्रिमिनल कम्युनल क्रूर करतूत को जो है के कवच बनकर खड़े होते हैं। आज इनको ये बात हजम नहीं हो रही है कि जिस मुद्दे को लेकर के ये अपनी सियासी दुकानें चलाते रहे, जिस मुद्दे से को लेकर के ये देश में बिखराव और टकराव पैदा करते रहे, उस मुद्दे को नरेंद्र मोदी जी के निर्णायक और मजबूत नेतृत्व ने उसका समाधान किया और सर्वसम्मत समाधान हुआ। तो इसलिए इनमें बौखलाहट है।
ये बड़प्पन है उस न्यास का, ये बड़प्पन है केंद्र सरकार का, जिन्होंने सबको निमंत्रण दिया, लेकिन जो लोग पहले से राम जी का मंदिर बनना ही नहीं देना चाहते थे, जो अपने अपने कमरों में बैठ करके ये राम मंदिर कैसे बन गया रो रहे हैं, वो आएंगे भी नहीं। उनको पॉलिटिसाइज शब्द से नफरत नहीं है, उनको नफरत है भगवान राम के उस मंदिर से। आपको इनविटेशन देने के बाद भी आपको इसका विरोध करना है, देश की जनता जवाब देगी।
And those really remain the only questions today. You will see them in one form or the other. Has the Mandir consecration ceremony thrown down the gauntlet for those who so far felt free to demean or distance themselves from the Hindu faith in the name of secularism or whatever brand of politics they practice? And if yes, what are they going to do now? At least the left and Sitaram Yechury have made their stand clear. What about the others? What are they going to tell each other? How will they coordinate their stand, if at all? Let's take this across to the guest. Joining us now is Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, Shantanu Gupta, author, Anurag Bhadoria, national spokesperson, Samajwadi Party, Lokesh Jindal and advocate B.N. Haskar, both political analysts and journalist Ashutosh. But I want to actually start with Anurag Bhadoria by reading out something. The Samajwadi Party, Anurag ji, for the longest time maintained a healthy distance from the whole Ram Mandir issue. Everyone remembers what Mulayam Singh Yadav ji had said कि अयोध्या में कोई परिंदा भी पर नहीं मार सकता और अगर मुझे दोबारा गोली चलानी पड़ी बाबरी मस्जिद के लिए तो मैं चलाऊंगा. Now everyone knows that the Samajwadi Party called themselves Lohiyites in the name of Ram Manohar Lohia. I want to actually read out for our viewers what Ram Manohar Lohia wrote about Lord Ram. He said, मुझे इस पचड़े में पढ़ना ही नहीं है कि राम कभी पैदा भी हुए थे कि नहीं. मैं सिर्फ इतना जानता हूं कि इस देश का मानस गढ़ने में राम, कृष्ण और शिव की सबसे बड़ी भूमिका रही है. भारतीय आत्मा के इतिहास के लिए ये तीन नाम सबसे सच्चे हैं. जैसे पत्थरों और धातुओं पर इतिहास मिलता है, वैसे ही इन तीन महापुरुषों, माइंड यू, देयर आर पीपल हु हैव कॉल्ड देम अ मिथ. Ram Manohar Lohia said they existed and that they are महापुरुष. इन महापुरुषों की कहानियां आम लोगों के दिमागों में अंकित हैं, जो कि मिटाई नहीं जा सकती. राम, कृष्ण और शिव भारत में पूर्णता के तीन महान स्वप्न हैं. देश के सांस्कृतिक इतिहास के लिए अपेक्षाकृत यह निरर्थक बात है कि भारतीय पुराण के ये महान लोग धरती पर पैदा हुए थे कि नहीं. ऐसा कैसे हो गया कि लोहिया और लोहियाइट्स में इतना फर्क हो गया, अनुराग जी, कि वो कह रहे थे कि राम, कृष्ण और शिव सबसे बड़े महापुरुष हैं और लोहियाइट्स, शफीकुर रहमान बर्क कह रहे हैं कि भगवान करे यहां पर दोबारा बाबरी मस्जिद रेजरेक्ट हो जाए. कैसे इतना फर्क हो गया?
देखिए आप एक चीज और भूल गई कि रामायण मेला भी लोहिया जी ने शुरू करवाया था और लगातार रामायण मेला की परिकल्पना उन्होंने की थी. ये भी भूल गए आप. लेकिन प्रभु राम हमारे आस्था का विषय है, राजनीतिक विषय नहीं है. राजनीति अलग होती है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रभु नाम के नाम की राजनीति करना चाहती है. आप सोचिए स्वामी शंकराचार्य अभिमुखेश्वरानंद जी ने क्या कहा कि भाई ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी अगर इसका रामनवमी के समय उद्घाटन करती, उसमें राम का जन्म होता है तो अच्छा होता. ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, ये शंकराचार्य जी कह रहे हैं, ये मेरी बात नहीं है. तो क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनको भी उनका सम्मान करती है कि नहीं करती है? भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने क्या राष्ट्रपति उपराष्ट्रपति जी को बुलाया? इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर रहे हैं, क्या राष्ट्रपति उपराष्ट्रपति को नहीं बुलाना चाहिए? अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो बुलावा भेज भी रही है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी भेज रही है, प्रभु राम नहीं भेज रहे हैं. प्रभु राम बुलाएंगे तो सभी लोग जाएंगे. प्रभु राम तो खुद बुलाते हैं और लोग जाते हैं. लेकिन भारतीय जनता
पर
पार्टी
प्रभु
से
राम
जितना
वहां पर
आग्रह है,
बचेंगे
क्या
बुलाने
प्रभु
के
राम
लिए,
बच्चों
क्योंकि
के बारे में
शफीकुर
बात नहीं
रहमान
करोगे?
बर्क,
प्रभु राम
लाइक
की
आई
बेटियों के
सेड,
बारे-
अभी भी as we speak,
एक बार
as we
सुनिए,
speak
मैं
is
बोल रहा हूं,
praying
आप सुन
that the
लीजिए, आपकी
Babri
बात मैंने
Masjid
सुन
should
ली,
be
आपने
reborn
5-7
there.
मिनट का सवाल पूछा है तो अरे 5-7 मिनट का सवाल पूछा है तो उसकी धैर्य रखिए, उसका जवाब
पर आप
सुनने
उस
के लिए।
सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे ना।
क्या प्रभु राम की बेटियां जो प्रभु,
आप उसको छोड़ करके दुनिया की बातें कर रहे हैं।
मंदिर की बात, प्रभु की
सवाल का जवाब आपने नहीं दिया।
मैंने कोई दूसरी बात नहीं की है। प्रभु
राम मनोहर लोहिया ने बोला
नहीं दे रहा हूं, वही तो मैं दे रहा हूं, वही आप नहीं सुनना
लॉर्ड
चाहते।
राम, इट डजंट मैटर वेदर ही वाज बोर्न और नॉट,
रिपीट करेंगे,
ही इज द बिगेस्ट महापुरुष ऑफ आवर कंट्री एंड यू हैव मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट जो कि कहते हैं कि हमारे लिए वो बाबरी मस्जिद थी, है और रहेगी। इसको आप कैसे रिकंसाइल करेंगे?
आप मुझे बोलने नहीं देंगे, आप मुझे बोलने नहीं देंगे तो बता दीजिए नहीं बोलने देंगे, आप बोल दीजिए मैं आपको नहीं बोलने दूंगा। आप सवाल पूछते हैं फिर मेरे से सवाल डबल बार पूछ रहे हो तो मैं दो बार उत्तर भी सुन लीजिए उसका। मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं प्रभु राम की बात हो रही है, प्रभु राम के बच्चे परेशान होते हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनके बारे में क्यों नहीं बात करती? प्रभु राम के बच्चे के बारे में, बेटियां आज मेडल लौटा रही हैं, परेशान है, हताश है, रोड पे उनको घसीटा गया, प्रभु राम की बेटियां नहीं है क्या? प्रभु राम की बेटी नहीं है? बता दीजिए आप नहीं है। बेरोजगार जो आत्महत्या कर रहा है, परेशान है, जिसकी मां परेशान है कि मेरा बेटा आज तक रोजगार नहीं मिला उसको, मां रात भर सोती नहीं है, क्या वो प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं है? मैं आपसे जो महंगाई से जिनकी कमर टूट रही है, लोग एकदम हताश और परेशान है, क्या प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं है? किसान प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं है? जिसके साथ अन्याय हुआ कील काटी बिछाएगी, कितने किसानों की मौतें होगी, क्या प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं है? आपके लॉकडाउन में कितने लोगों की मौतें हो गई जबकि आपकी ट्रेन खड़ी रही, हवाई जहाज खड़ा रहा, बसें खड़ी रही, लोग पैदल करते रहे, क्या प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं थे? उनकी मौतें नहीं हुई? मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं,
आप जैन 22 की बात करेंगे या आप हर चीज की बात करेंगे?
सुनिए, समाजवादी लोग हर धर्म का, हर जात का सम्मान करने वाले लोग हैं। हम ऐसे वक्तव्य के साथ खड़े नहीं होते हैं, हम हर जात हर धर्म का सम्मान करने वाले लोग हैं, ये समाजवादी लोग हैं। समाजवादियों ने रामायण मेला की परिकल्पना की थी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नहीं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी उसकी राजनीति कर रही है। हमने सबसे बड़ा कृष्ण का मंदिर, हमने मूर्ति लगाई है, हमने कहा कि हमने किसकी मूर्ति लगाई है?
रामायण मेले की आपने परिकल्पना तो की, पर आपने उन लोगों पे गोलियां भी चलवाई जो कि राम मंदिर के लिए कार सेवा करने के लिए जा रहे थे, और आप ही के मुख्यमंत्री ने रिपीटेडली बोला कि हाँ उस दिन किया और दोबारा करूंगा।
मैंने इतनी देर
मेला तो लगाया आपने।
सुन लीजिए, आप जवाब
बोलिए।
अरे आप जवाब ही नहीं सुनना चाहते, आप एजेंडा बैठे तो बात दूसरी है। मैं तो आपको एकदम, मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रहा हूं, इनके मंत्री है, इनके संजय निषाद, जिन्होंने कहा प्रभु राम दशरथ के बेटे नहीं है, तो क्या इन्होंने हटा दिया उसको मंत्री पद से? नहीं हटाया ना, क्योंकि उनको लगता है सत्ता इससे पास आती, मेरे तो उनके साथ हैं। एक सांसद जी पार्लियामेंट में खड़े होकर प्रभु राम के बारे में उन्होंने क्या क्या नहीं बोला, और उसके बेटे को आपने मंत्री बना दिया। क्यों भाई, बताइए क्यों बना दिया?
ओके, तो ये आपके लिए श्रद्धा का पात्र है, राजनीति का पात्र नहीं है। इट इज अबाउट बिलीफ, इट इज नॉट अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स। जस्ट एज अ फाइनल थॉट, आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क यू, सो जस्ट टू बी क्लियर, हाँ ठीक है, शफीकुर रहमान बर्क भी पॉलिटिकल, उनका ओपिनियन अपना पर्सनल होगा, जैसे एसटी हसन का पर्सनल होता है, सौम्य प्रसाद मौर्य का पर्सनल होता है, सब कुछ पर्सनल होता है उनका। आपका पर्सनल ओपिनियन क्या है कि राम मंदिर का जो कॉन्सेक्रेशन है वो सही है, गलत है, उसमें बुलाया जाए तो जाना चाहिए, नहीं जाना चाहिए?
मेरा सीधा सा सवाल है।
अरे सर, मेरे सवाल का भी जवाब दे दीजिए ना, आप 10 मिनट से मुझे ही उल्टा सवाल पूछ रहे हैं। एक तो सवाल का जवाब दीजिए।
सुन तो लीजिए, आपको जवाब दे रहा हूं ना।
हाँ,
जवाब दे रहा हूं ना। प्रभु राम के पास तो हम खुद जाएंगे, बीजेपी वाले के बुलाने से प्रभु राम के पास जाएंगे क्या? बीजेपी की चिट्ठी से जाएंगे क्या? प्रभु राम तो मेरे आस्था का विषय, हम लोग खुद जाएंगे उनका दर्शन करने के लिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी राजनीति कर रही है, उसमें मैंने पूछा राष्ट्रपति जी को क्यों नहीं बुला रहे? बुलाइए आप राष्ट्रपति जी को, चिट्ठी भेजिए। समाज से आती है, बुलाइए आप राष्ट्रपति जी को। उनको आप चिट्ठी नहीं भेजेंगे, आप उपराष्ट्रपति जी को चिट्ठी नहीं भेजेंगे, आप कमाल की बात कर रहे हैं।
आप अपनी मर्जी से जाएंगे, आप अपनी खुशी से जाएंगे, बट पहले बर्क साहब को बता करके चले जाइएगा कि उस दिन के लिए ही शुड स्टॉप प्रेइंग फॉर द रेसरेक्शन। ऐसे ना हो कि आप वहां पहुंचे और रेसरेक्ट हो चुकी हो और आपके दर्शन ना हो। एनीवे, तुहिन सिन्हा, आपके बुलावे की जरूरत नहीं है। दे विल एनीवे गो, irrespective of whether invited or not, because faith is about your own beliefs, not politics. What you are doing is politics. That's what even Sitaram Yechury said. It's politics.
देखिए पद्मजा जी, ये you know, Lenin backers and Sharia supporters will never understand the significance of this historic occasion. 22 One, 2024 is a moment of historic justice, not only for India, but for the entire world. I don't recall any other parallel where after 495 years, a temple which had been brutally destroyed by, the barbaric Babur is being resurrected through a process of law. अब ऐसे वक्त में जो इधर उधर की बातें करके भटका रहे हैं आपको, उनकी मंशा गलत है। समाजवादी पार्टी एक जमाने में लोहिया के विचारों पे चलती थी, आज जो है एसटी हसन और ये स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य और शफीरुल बर्क, इनके विचार जो है समाजवादी पार्टी पर हावी है। एक जो है रामचरितमानस की खंडन करता रहता है, तो दूसरा जो है, आपको याद होगा शफीरुल बर्क तो जब तालिबान ने टेक ओवर किया था अफगानिस्तान का, तो तालिबान का भी समर्थन किया था उन्होंने। तो ऐसे तत्वों की पार्टी है आज समाजवादी पार्टी। जहां तक सीताराम येचुरी का सवाल है, देखिए लेनिन के सपोर्टर्स जो हैं कभी राम के भक्त नहीं हो सकते हैं। इनको प्रॉब्लम है राम राज्य की संकल्पना से। आज के युग में जब मोदी जी ने राम राज्य की संकल्पना में डीपीआई और जैम ट्रिनिटी को मिलाकर, टेक्नोलॉजी को मिलाकर एक नया मिसाल कायम किया है सोशल जस्टिस का, इनको प्रॉब्लम उससे है क्योंकि ये जानते हैं कि ये कहीं के नहीं रह गए हैं। किसी का समर्थन इनको प्राप्त नहीं है और ये हताश
you have chosen your politics and your politics today is of ST Hasan and Shafiqur Rahman Barq and Swami Prasad Maurya, not Ram Manohar Lohia. That is the charge. Anurag Bhadoria.
जवाब दे दो। देखिए इनसे मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, आदरणीय लाल किशन आडवाणी जी, आदरणीय मुरली मनोहर जोशी जी, आज उनको ले आइए आप, चार्टर्ड से जहाज से लाइए। आप उनको क्यों नहीं लेके आ रहे? आप उनको इनविटेशन भी देते हैं, मना भी कर देते, नहीं आइए। अरे आप बुलाइए ना उनको, किसने आपको रोका है? अरे आप हमारे देश की प्रथम राष्ट्रपति, आप राष्ट्रपति भवन का उद्घाटन करते हैं तब भी नहीं बुलाते उनको। आज मंदिर का उद्घाटन हो रहा है, उनको बुलाइए।
आपकी आज आडवाणी जी के लिए है,
बुलाना चाहती
माशाअल्लाह पिछले 30 साल से नहीं दिखी होगी। आज जितना समाजवादी पार्टी के लिए परम श्रद्धेय बन गए हैं लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी और मुरली मनोहर जोशी, आई हैव नेवर सीन सो मच डिवोशन।
सुन लीजिए, आप बात सुन लीजिए। अरे आप बात सुन लीजिए ना, आप सुन लीजिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी खुद चिट्ठी भेज के बुलाना चाहिए। प्रभु राम का विषय है ये आस्था का विषय है, इसमें राजनीति भारतीय जनता पार्टी को नहीं करनी चाहिए। प्रभु राम की बात तो करेगी राजनीति के रूप से, लेकिन प्रभु राम के बच्चों को रोड पे छोड़ देगी भीख मांगने के लिए। प्रभु राम के बच्चों के बारे में कब सोचा इन्होंने? बता दिए कितने किसानों को मौत हुई, प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं थे किसान। वो तपती धूप में, वो कड़ाके की सर्दी में, वो बारिश में बैठे रहे। क्या हमें न्याय मिलेगा? क्या प्रभु राम के बच्चे नहीं थे? कील कांटे आपने उनके रास्तों में बिछा दी।
As expected, you are addressing everything but the elephant in the room. As a small reminder, let me also remind you that since you are talking about प्रभु राम के बच्चे और किसानों के बच्चे, किसान का बच्चा तो सचिन भी था, जिसके मरने पर 2 लोग अरेस्ट हुए थे, जिनको जेल से छुड़वाया गया था, जिसके बाद सारे मुजफ्फरनगर के दंगे शुरू हुए 2013 में। But anyway, let's not go down that road because we are only side-tracking the main issue. The main issue is this. Today it all boils down to this, Ashutosh ji, that the argument being given is that it is about religion, it is about personal beliefs, it is not about politics, and BJP is doing politics. Can those parties advance this argument who this Sunday have organized a Brahman Mahapanchayat? Samajwadi Party does a Brahman Mahapanchayat in Uttar Pradesh and says we want Brahman votes. But when it comes to the temple consecration, you are like, we can't touch this temple with a barge pole because for 30 years it has been a hot potato for us. तो ब्राह्मण का पंचायत भी करना है, पर ब्राह्मण अब पलट के पूछेगा that what about your temple, where do you stand on it? How does a party resolve this?
No, but Padmaja, how can a party decide that if somebody is visiting Ram Mandir only then he is a Hindu? Is it a legitimate question, or is it some kind of a political argument? The issue is, if I want to go to visit Ram temple, I'll go, I'll decide. If I don't want to go visit Ram temple, I will decide. How can the political party, the government decide? And if somebody is saying that I'm not going to Ram Mandir temple, that you immediately is called that he is an anti-Hindu or he has no respect for. I think this is a bizarre argument. The fact of the matter is that today everybody, be BJP, be Samajwadi Party, be Congress, everybody is indulging into politics around Ram temple. Nobody is above suspicion. Everybody is doing this. This is the same BJP in 1989. He passed a resolution in Palanpur and he said कि इस पर तो ये तो श्रद्धा का विषय है और इस पर अदालतें फैसला नहीं कर सकती. Same BJP. Now, when the Supreme Court has given a verdict, now BJP is saying that it is because of the Narendra Modi. When the Supreme Court has given a verdict, how can the BJP take a credit for the Ram temple? But it is being said something like that. Now, Samajwadi Party is on a different tangent altogether.
But here's the thing, if I may ask you a counter question. The difference between two sides is not on whether you made the temple or you didn't. The difference is that, like you yourself said, the Palampur resolution of the BJP since 1989 has said Ram Mandir should exist at Ayodhya, as opposed to other parties who have said Ram Mandir should never exist at Ayodhya because the Babri Masjid exists there. In the year 2023, they are being asked the question, now the Ram Mandir exists here. Do you believe that it should continue to exist? Do you believe its existence is correct or not? That is the difference.
Padmaja, I think you are unnecessarily getting angry. I'm sorry to say this word. You are using the word of Mr. Shafiqur Rahman Bar. Who is he?
He's not the only one. He is not the only one. It was Mulayam Singh Yadav who, as the chief minister, decided to fire on car sevaks. As the chief minister, he did it.
Padmaja, how can you forget that Lokesh Advani said this is the saddest day of my life? So what is the difference between Mulayam Singh Yadav and Lokesh Advani? If demolition of Babri Masjid was called by Supreme Court the criminal act, it's written in the judgment.
No, hold on a second. You are quoting Lal Krishna Advani as saying the demolition of Babri Masjid was the saddest day. So first let's establish, do you think the BJP is responsible for the demolition, or do you think that the BJP had nothing to do with the demolition because Advani ji himself said it's the saddest day of my life?
No, everybody knows who demolished this.
No, what do you believe?
The BJP combined. But I'm only asking is, even Lokesh Advani refused to eat sweet on that day. Was he disrespecting Bhagwan Ram?
No, what do you believe? I can't understand what your stand is. Are you saying that the BJP stand is the same as Samajwadi Party, so they are both equally secular?
So I'm a non-believer. It doesn't matter. But I'm not here to disrespect any religion, be it Hindu religion, be it Islam, be it Christianity. I have no right to disrespect anybody. But the issue is, if the demolition of the Babri Masjid was a pious act, then why Lokesh Advani should not be put into the dock?
But you yourself said that he is not responsible, one, because he was not convicted by the court, two, because he himself said it's the saddest day of my life.
Let me. Even the court itself has said a conspiracy has to demolish.
Not by Lal Krishna Advani, by unknown people.
I'm saying, is BJP in a position to disown Lokesh Advani?
No, BJP doesn't have to, because the court has never accused him or convicted him. In fact, the people who are openly saying we did it is Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena. If there is anyone who should be retrospectively picked up, it is Shiv Senics.
Tell me one thing. Why Shafiqur Rahman Buck's statement becomes very important and Lokesh Advani's statement is not important?
It's not. I'm saying great. You yourself are saying he was sad that it was demolished, which means that he was not involved because he didn't want it to be demolished. Now somebody should be punished.
Act also. Supreme Court has written in its judgment, not me. I have not done anything.
The Supreme Court has not mentioned Lokesh Advani. It has said unknown people.
Supreme Court has mentioned that the demolition of Babri Masjid is criminal act,
but not named Advani ji. But anyway, I think we are getting slight tracked here.
I'm saying, is BJP in a position to say that they demolished Babri Masjid? Can they say it on your channel? Ask that question.
Okay. I will ask that question, but also the more important question that has been raised by Ashutosh ji, answer this Shantanu Gupta, that is this being made into a Hindu test? Yeah. That every party has to give a certificate of Hinduism saying, you go on Jan 22, you are Hindu. If you don't go, you are a bad Hindu. Who are you to set up this test for them?
See, Padmaja, to my understanding, Sri Ram is the hero for this nation. See, his 14 years of journey taught us perseverance, taught us courage. In fact, outside of every Bharatiya learns from him. The kings of Thailand are called Rama 1, Rama 2, Rama 10. Kings of Egypt called Ramses, right? So not even every Bharatiya, the global fraternity has to learn from him. And 22nd January will be the monumental day when Ram Lala is coming back. And the invitation is not given by BJP, it's given by Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust. So it's not a BJP invitation. Yeah, though as you were discussing, the BJP has put their weight behind Ram Temple since 1989, the Palampur resolution. and the opposition used to take them pot shot, mandir wahi banayenge, tarikh nahi batayenge. Today the tarikh is there, 22nd January 2024, and then you have the invitation. Just CPI-M has made very clear they are not going. For them, maybe if their party is their option, maybe going to a lot of Christian. Pinari Vijayan goes to multiple events of Christian Service Society, CSS, drop of a hat in Kerala. I've personally seen those events during my visits to Kerala. But that's a personal choice of CPI-M. They have made clear. But what about Samajwadi Party? Will they go? What about Congress? Will they go? I doubt. Because, see, for Rahul Gandhi, जो लड़के मंदिर जाते हैं, वो लड़की छेड़ते हैं. Ram doesn't exist. Right? Kejriwal ji's grandmother was very sad that why temple is being built. Someone wanted to make a hospital. Someone wanted to make a toilet there. So for them, they will run for arguments. And you are seeing on your panel, people are running. All the people who never wanted the temple, now they will run for arguments. What will they do on 22nd January 2024?
And by the way, this is not just about this thing. You said one comment of Shafiqur Rahman Burke is being hyped up. I didn't even want to mention what Swami Prasad Maurya said. Yesterday, he has said, Hindu dharma एक धोखा है. Hindu dharma को कुछ लोगों ने धंधा बना दिया है. And anyone in Uttar Pradesh knows what the connotations of those words are. And it's been far too long, Ashutosh ji, that this has been dismissed as personal. When it suits you, you come out and say, ये धंधा है, ये धोखा है, ये leprosy है, ये HIV है. And then you're like, हम तो जाएंगे राम मंदिर दर्शन करने.
Padmaja, can I ask a simple question to my BJP friend and Shantanu, both? For me, Bhagwan Ram is a god. I think that he's a god. Then why you call him Mahapurush? These are the two contradictory statements. If he's God, then he's God. He can't be said that he's a human being. Now, the dichotomy is when it suits to them, then he becomes God. If it doesn't suit to them, then he becomes a human being.
Okay, Shantanu is responding.
For me, I'm not a practicing Hindu, but I think he's a God. If he's God, फिर महापुरुष कैसे हो जाएंगे?
Okay, I think we went into a slightly tangential, more philosophical plane. But let Shantanu Gupta quickly respond to this. I want to bring in the left. Yes.
Exactly. Padmaja, Shri Ram started as a king, and by his conduct, when he returned after 14 years, by his sheer conduct, he came as Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, and he became a god for a lot of people. And that's how people, just by his conduct, he came in body and flesh. And he was the seventh avatar of Vishnu. And when the way he conducted himself in those 14 years, he lost his kingdom, he lost his wife, he almost lost his life in the war, the biggest battle he took against Ravana. And he never cheated for a day. And even Mahatma Gandhi called the way Rama conducted, that is the epitome of governance, and he called it Ramarajya. From Egyptian kings to Thai king to Mahatma Gandhi, everyone considered that is the epitome a human being's conduct could take, and that's why his conduct is prayed as Bhagwan Shri Ram, and his Bal Rupam temple is coming back. I am not qualified enough to be an arbiter in this kind of a philosophical debate about what is the nature of existence of Lord Ram. So I will leave it for another day. I will definitely have to read much more. The political aspect though, whether you think he is a Mahapurush, whether you think he is a god, the point is at one point we were told that the very idea of Ram is unbearable in this country if we are to be called a secular country, and that same argument today is also being advanced in Mr. Yechury saying, I will not go, Advocate B.N. Haskar. So how is it that the CPI-M actually organized a Dalit Christian convention to talk about how Christians and their rights should be protected in Kerala? How is that okay for the government to be organizing a Dalit Christian convention, but you have any participation in the Ram Mandir consecration and it goes against the principles of secularism?
Padmaja, I take this opportunity to congratulate the CPI-M Politburo's decision not to abstain from Pran Pradishta Mahotsava. Because it is a decades-old principle of the CPI-M to keep away from politics, away from religion.
Then why are you organizing? I literally started by asking you, why are you organizing Dalit Christian conventions and other Christian conventions?
That is another aspect.
No, see, what aspect is it? When you are organizing a Christian convention, it is as religious as anything else.
It is not a religious function. It is against the atrocity towards the Dalit Christians. That is the reason. If any atrocities, if any atrocities towards any community or any person, that will be affected by the CPI-M also. So that protest has been conducted. So that is the reason why the convention has been called for and conducted by the CPI-M. There is no other reason for that. That is the fact. See now what BJP is doing, they are mixing the politics with the religion and harvesting from that cultivation. That is the issue, and that is a matter having said.
So you think that politicians attending the Ram Mandir consecration is mixing religion and politics?
Correct. That is my view.
Then in that case, Anurag Bhadoria, you should immediately tell Dimple Yadav that she shouldn't go either. Because Dimple Yadav is saying that she is going to go. Here somebody who supports the left is saying कि राजनेताओं को तो जाना ही नहीं चाहिए मंदिर के लिए. ये तो against the principles of secularism है. तो क्या समाजवादी पार्टी नॉन सेक्युलर है?
देखिए मेरी समझ में नहीं आता पद्मजा जी आप क्या बुलवाना चाहते हो. भाई देखिए सबका इंडिविजुअल अपने अपनी सोच हो सकती है. हम प्रभु राम की आस्था रखने वाले लोग हैं. अगर हमारा जब प्रभु राम बुलाएंगे तो अरे मेरी बात सुन लीजिए ना, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. आप इतना टोकोगे तो जवाब कैसे मिलेगा? आप टोकना शुरू कर देते हैं क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि बीजेपी के अगेंस्ट में जा रहा है, बीजेपी के फेवर में नहीं जा रहा है, तो आप तुरंत चलाना शुरू कर देते हैं.
पैसे का फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आप सवाल का जवाब दीजिए. आप 2 घंटा बोलिए बीजेपी के खिलाफ.
बायस मत हो जाइए. आप एजेंडा जवाब दीजिए. एजेंडा में इतना खो जाएंगे कि आप विपक्ष को बोलने ही नहीं देंगे. पार्लियामेंट में तो आपने आवाज बंद कर दी.
5 लोग बैठे हैं यहाँ विपक्ष के, आपको अभी भी रोना है.
आवाज हमारी नहीं उठाते आप, वहां भी आप बंद कर देंगे, लोगों को नहीं बोलना देंगे. डिबेट बोलने आएंगे तो भी आप नहीं बोलने दोगे. तो बताओ विपक्ष तो अपनी बात कहता है, आपको दिक्कत क्या हो जाती है? वहां पे दिक्कत सरकार को, यहां दिक्कत आपको है. जनता सब देख रही है. आप मुझे बोलने दीजिए कम से कम. नहीं देखिए मैंने आपसे बोला कि हम लोग सभी धर्मों का सम्मान करने वाले लोग हैं. हमने बोला कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बुलावे पे थोड़ी कोई जाएगा, प्रभु राम के बुलाने पे जाएगा. बीजेपी कौन होता है बुलाने वाले? भाई मंदिर जाएगा. प्रभु राम की आस्था का विषय मेरा है, ये मेरी आस्था का विषय है, राजनीतिक विषय नहीं है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसको राजनीतिक विषय बनाना चाहती. तभी तो मैं आपसे बार बार पूछ रहा हूं कि राष्ट्रपति जी को क्यों नहीं बुला रहे. भाई हमें तो दुनिया को इतना न्योता दे रहे हैं, राष्ट्रपति जी को भूल क्यों जा रहे हो आप? उपराष्ट्रपति जी को क्यों भूल जा रहे हैं आप? लाल किस आडवाणी जी को क्यों भूल जा रहे हैं आप? जोशी जी को क्यों भूल जा रहे हैं? उनको भी लाइए. इसलिए मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं ये मेरे आस्था का विषय है. प्रभु राम बुलाएंगे, हम लोग जाएंगे, बात खत्म हो गई. बीजेपी थोड़ी
heartening to see that after so many years at least you are waiting to listen to the voice of Prabhu Ram जिनका बुलावा आ रहा है. Finally to you know at least some people are beginning to open their cards. Lokesh Jindal, the CPI-M has taken the lead in this. They are very categorically saying that religion and state should not be mixed in any way. Is the Congress going to take a cue from there as well? Because I want to actually tell you that Nirmal Khatri, who has been a former member of parliament and the former Pradesh Congress committee chief of the in Uttar Pradesh, has already accepted the invite. He was invited by the VHP. Here he is. And he took the invitation, he has accepted. Nirmal Khatri ji ja rahe hain. So now you have to decide whether other Congress leaders will go, yes or no.
Padmaja ji, I have a simple question to ask. India, which has a Muslim majority in Jammu Kashmir, which has a Sikh majority state in the form of Punjab, a Christian majority state like Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, we have Lakshadweep having Muslim majority, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are having Christian majority. Tell me, can we afford to have an idea of India, which is recognized by only one religion, that is Hindu religion? On what basis are we going to extend our sovereignty over these territories? The idea is, if today we are having the Ram temple consecration, it's a religious festival, very important. I'm a practicing Hindu myself. It's a great day for me. But please understand, the Prime Minister takes the oath of allegiance to the
secular, gives the idea of India's secular identity, putting all religions equal. I want to ask a
How
question.
Is going for the Ram Mandir consecration in any way making another religion unequal?
Because the temple is on the ruins of Babri Masjid. Please understand, Padmaja, what is the history associated with this particular site?
So you are saying that the Congress should not go for the Ram Mandir consecration?
I will personally say it's at the best of India's future if the state dissociates itself from such religious ceremonies and ceases to give a religious identity to the idea of India. It's a dangerous precedent. We have seen what happened in Manipur. We have seen how the peripheral states reacted to
what
this.
What is exactly the idea of India and who gets to decide the idea of India? I want to quickly remind you that there is a picture we are going to show you from the 13th of June 2018, where an iftar party was held by Rahul Gandhi, and it was attended not just by Pranab Mukherjee but also by Sitaram Yechury, who otherwise decides to stay away from any kind of religious activity, Mr. Haskar. But Sitaram Yechury was there, Pratibha Patil was there, Rahul Gandhi was there, Dr. Manmohan Singh was there. How is this okay? This is not religion and state mixing with each other?
Padmaja ji, you try to understand that this is an iftar party is conducted by a political leader. It cannot be treated as a religious ceremony.
So let's just understand, a Dalit Christian summit is not a Christian event. An iftar party is not a Islamic event. But a Ram Mandir consecration is a Hindu majoritarian event.
It is, you cannot treat like that. You cannot narrate like that because
I suppose it's against the idea of India.
Ram circuit, no, it is not. You cannot suggest like that because see, if a political leader is organizing an iftar party, like Rahul Gandhi is organizing an iftar party and
let's see that picture. Yes,
participating in that. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with the Ram Mandir consecration? Exactly my point.
See,
there is nothing wrong with iftar party. What's wrong with the Ram Mandir consecration?
It is not a state affair. It is not a state affair. It is only it's a religious ceremony organized by a Mandir
Wasn't an iftar party held at the Prime Minister's residence during the UPA?
I didn't get you.
Wasn't iftar party held at the Prime Minister's residence during the UPA government?
Yes.
Isn't that a state event?
It is not. It cannot be treated as a state event.
Why?
How can you?
If it's happening at 7 RCR, how is it not a state event?
Pran Pradishta Mahotsav. How can you treat Pran Pradishta Mahotsav as a state event?
You are calling it a state event. You are calling it a state event. I don't think it's a state event at all.
Now the state is organizing it. The Prime Minister and the Chief Minister are organizing, and they are going to the event.
Okay. Very quickly, Lokesh Jindal. Yes.
Padmaja, the idea of secular India is equal respect to all religion. But since the time BJP has come to power, it has given a single importance to only one particular religion, and that is against the idea of India. When any political party conducts iftar events or any events over there, all religions are kept alike, whether it is Christmas, whether it is Islamic festivals, whether it's Hindu festivals, whether it is Sikh festivals, they are all treated alike. We do not have any special treatment or grand occasion for a particular religion. But what is happening here, the narration right from 2014 has been towards one particular religion, and that is against the idea of India.
Okay, and is that the reason? Because let's look at how the vote for the BJP has grown over the years, especially in the Hindi belt. Now, is that the reason everything else, Tuhin Sinha, is downplayed, but you have grand celebration of Janmashtami, grand celebration of Ram Navami, grand celebration of Diwali, but then the others are also rants? Why isn't there a grand Eid celebration?
Padmaja, the difference between us and them is very clear. We very firmly believe that India is a civilizational nation and its civilizational identities need to be respected. You know, they are in the habit of glorifying invaders. They are in the habit of glorifying all those who consecrated, who kind of destroyed our 40,000 temples. So that's their problem. We are very proud of our civilizational identity. That's point number one. Who's Congress to give us sermons on secularism? What was secularism for them? Monkey balancing throughout Rajiv Gandhi's term in between 1984 to 1989. On the one hand, he overturned the judgment of the Supreme Court on the Shah Bano case, and to make up for that, he suddenly allowed Shilanyas in the Ram temple while not believing in either. They have been that opportunistic throughout. And that is the reason why nobody takes the Congress party seriously. This monkey balancing act is something which is not born out of identity, which is born out of a necessity to grab voters. And today voters have evolved.
Well,
India
actually, this wasn't only just about Shah Bano or the opening of the locks at the Ram temple.
Yes, it has very little patience
the Congress's role, what happened in the years before the demolition of the Babri Masjid, the role of a certain gentleman called Chandraswamy, all of this is very, very interesting history for people who today in the name of secularism say that there should be no intermingling of religion and the state. Sometimes they just bank on the fact that people don't know much of history, especially of those 5-6 years in the lead up to the Babri Masjid demolition. Over the next 20 days at least, we will try and get you more historic details of what happened, because this kind of narrative of what we are told today sometimes is just one historical fact away in being called out. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining me.